Hello and welcome to the Candidates Tournament 2026. This is the best chess tournament out there, so stay tuned. We're going to analyze the best games of the tournament. So I'm not going to show all of the games on my channel. I'm going to pick the best ones. So stay tuned. But first, before we start with the best game of the first round, we need to check this amazing chess photo. Here we can see candidates from left to right. We have Fabiano Caruana, Anish Giri, Matthias Blubam, Vei, Javokhir, Sindarov, Andrey Esipenko, Pragananda, and Hikaru Nakamura. Here they are. So you can comment in the comments down below who you think your favorite of the tournament is. I think Fabiano Caruana, Hikaru Nakamura have a slight edge, and there I would also include this guy, Javokhir Sindarov, which is in incredible form. So let's see this game, and featuring this game, we have Javokhir Sindarov, who is playing with the white pieces against Andrey Esipenko. Sorry about that. Who is playing with the black pieces. So this is the first round of the candidates. Let's see this game. We have Sindarov with white, opened and started the game with d4. We have d5, c4, so going for the queen's gambit, e6 by Andrey, knight to f3, avoiding the Nimzo-Indian defense, knight to f6. We have the queen's gambit. The client is on the board, knight to c3, and bishop to e7. And we have a trade, so queen's gambit, the client, exchange variation, e takes on d5, e takes, and here in this position, the most played move is bishop to g5 to put pressure on the knight, but Javokhir chose something different, and he played bishop to f4. We have castles and e3, nicely closing the structure when the bishop is developed. So here black can go after the bishop, maybe with knight to h5 ideas, or to play c6, moving the pawn one square. But Esipenko played aggressive chess, and he struck in the center immediately with c5. We have bishop to d3, provoking c4 ideas, and we have developing the knight, putting some more pressure on that d4 pawn, and castles by white. c4, challenging this bishop and asking questions. Where is the bishop going? Bishop goes one square back, and knight to h5, immediately trying to attack and harass this bishop. Bishop goes to e5, and f6, attacking the bishop. So the bishop needs to move one square, move again. Bishop goes to g3, and here f5 was played. Bishop to e5. A lot of moves with this dark square bishop, but Javokhir had nothing better. Bishop to e6, developing the last piece. So, and here Sindarov played b3, challenging this c4 pawn, and queen to a5, the best move by Esipenko. And as you can see, they're about equal. This is equal position for both players, but later in the game, Javokhir made some inaccuracies, and he made a statement in an interview that he was sleeping in the game and he needs to wake up. So let's see what happened. Javokhir, the knight is attacked by the queen, as you can see, so you need to move the knight. Knight e2, the best move, and b5, nicely strengthening the c4 pawn, and knight to f4. The best move challenging this knight. We have a trade. Knight takes, e takes on f4, and queen goes back to d8. rook to e1, nicely putting the rook on this file and eyeing those two bishops. Queen to d7, and here rook to e3 was played, which is not an inaccuracy, but here the best move and the best continuation would be to play knight g5, which is a very interesting line, which I'm going to show you. We would see something like bishop takes the knight, f takes on g5, and now the bishop goes one square back, and you play h4, you secure this pawn, and now we would see rook from a to e8, putting pressure on this bishop. Rook goes to c1, and knight takes bishop, d takes on e5, and now b takes, this is not, and now d4. First d4, and now b takes on c4, b takes on c4, and bishop to a4, nicely eyeing that queen and the e8 rook, but queen goes to d5, and now we have a trade, takes, and the end of the line. Black has, the position is equal, white is slightly better, but the point is that black has got two fast pawns, and they are scary, so it's a very hard position for white to play in a classical game, and this bishop is very nicely placed. I think I would prefer black in this position. But yeah, that wasn't played. Sindarov played rook e3, and we have rook from a to e8, and now h4. h6. And here, this is the first inaccuracy by Sindarov. He played g3 because here the light squares around his king are very weak. And when the game goes on, you will see why this move is not so good. But Esipenko didn't make use of it. He played a6, and king goes to g2, defending the knight, and now bishop f7. The point of this move is to put some pressure on this long diagonal to pin this knight, because the queen is placed on d1. Javokhir immediately puts the queen on d2 square, and now bishop to b4, attacking the queen. Here in this position, as you can see, with those two inaccuracies, Javokhir is he's defending, and he is a little more passive. Queen goes to e2, not a lot of squares for the queen, and now bishop to h5. And Javokhir strike in the flank with a4, bishop goes back, and a takes on b5, a takes on b5, the bishop is nicely defended by the knight, and here bishop to d1, putting some more defensive resource to that f3 knight so the queen can move. And here this move, this is not the best way to play. Here Esipenko needed to be more precise, and the best move would be to put the bishop back to b6, and he gave up this important bishop for that knight, which I really can't understand why, because this knight is not doing much, and this bishop is really annoying piece. But who am I to judge? We have bishop takes on f3, queen takes on f3, and now bishop goes back to b6, but it's not a losing move. Rook goes to a6, putting some pressure on this bishop. And here I can show you a line. Esipenko played the best move, which is knight takes on d4. We will check this line later, but first, what happens if you take with the bishop? The position would be very interesting. here we would see something like rook takes the knight and bishop takes bishop. Rook goes to c5, putting some pressure on that d5 pawn. You need to move the bishop. Your bishop is hanging, so bishop to f6, and now rook takes on e8, on d5, sorry. And your queen is hanging, so you need to move the queen, or you can take this rook with Zwischenzug, but here probably rook e takes on e3, and f takes on e3. Your queen is hanging, so you need to move the queen, and we would see something like queen to e6. At the end of the line, white is slightly better, but I think white should push this for a win. Esipenko tried something different, and he took the pawn with the knight, and he's attacking the queen. Here, Javokhir went all out for the attack, and he played queen to h5, which is the best move. And still the best move by Esipenko. Rook takes bishop. Rook takes rook, and queen to c6, which is inaccuracy. This inaccuracy cost him the game, because if Esipenko wanted to continue fighting, he would need to play queen to b7 to attack the rook. The point is here, probably Javokhir would continue with queen to g6, and now if you take this rook? This is the question. Well, let's find out. If you take this rook, you're getting destroyed, because this is checkmate, and if you play, let's say, some awkwardly move, you get checkmated. So this you can play like that. Queen to g6 was played. You need to find bishop to c5 move. Bishop nicely defends the f8 rook, and now after rook to e8, you play c3. You go for that promotion, and now white needs to go back in the defense. And at the end of the line, the position is equal, black can fight on, but unfortunately here Esipenko played queen to c6. This move is inaccuracy, because the first thing you're pinning yourself, so the bishop cannot move. And now Javokhir took the pawn, and this is the last mistake in the game. Here you need to play d takes on c4, but we would see something like bishop goes to f3 to attack the queen, queen f6, and bishop goes back. Bishop goes to b7, king to h7, maybe getting that g7 in. Rook e8 and g6 attacking the queen, but queen takes the rook. Queen takes the rook, and rook to queen to d1. Bishop to c5 nicely, and h5 going for the attack. Queen to e7 nicely defending, attacking the bishop, and bishop to d5. At the end of the line, white is better. It's plus 1.8 for white, so white would be pushing for a win, but the game will still go on. But unfortunately, when b takes c4 was played, here Esipenko played b takes on c4. The point is, it's all about that a4 square, and Javokhir immediately played bishop to a4, which I'm going to give this annotation. The point is that you need to cover the e8 square. And now queen to c5 was played, because you need to defend the bishop, and black is nicely eyeing that f2 square to get some counterplay. Queen g6, bishop, the queen and the rook are nicely eyeing that bishop, so you need to react. Bishop goes to a7, and now rook e8, nicely going for that black king. Rook takes, queen takes e8, king to h7, queen g6 check, king goes to g8, and bishop to d7, nicely preparing bishop to e6 idea. c3, Esipenko tried to confuse Javokhir, but Javokhir played queen to e8, some repetition, queen to g6 move, king goes to g8, and now in this position, Javokhir finished the game in style, and he played rook e6, and it was also in this position that Andrey resigned the game, because there is no defense against checkmate. The threat is checkmate in check. You need to give out the queen and mate. And what happens if you take if you accept the rook? Let's see. You're getting checkmated. Check. Here, if you're going to f8, you're getting checkmated. So you need to go to h8, but now check. King goes to h7, and now you deliver a nice check on f5. g6, queen takes g6, king goes back, and this is nice checkmate. So yeah, a very nice finish by Andrey. A very nice finish by Javokhir Sindarov. And we're going to continue with this tournament. I'm going to analyze the most beautiful games on this channel, so stay tuned. And so far, if you're enjoying in my content, feel free to subscribe, hit that like button, share this video with your friends and family, and we will see you with the next one. So stay tuned, have a good day, and goodbye.